Week 4 defense analysis for DraftKings. I'm Jason Gilbo. With me is Russell Clay. Taking a look at cash and GPP defenses. Overall, you and I are pretty much in agreement in terms of cash games. It feels like there really is maybe just two. I mean, you can maybe go a couple other ways, but it's hard to get away from these guys.
Well, you know, in a good world, yes, we'd agree to agree, but I hate agreeing to agree. So no, you're wrong. You're wrong that this is easy. This is hard. I just made some really tough decisions and came to probably the right outcome. And I guess you did too. But who cares? Because you're an idiot. Yeah. Yeah, so first cash defense, if you want to pay up, Denver Broncos, best secondary in the NFL, facing the team, Jameis Winston, the most pass attempts, top 5 in interceptions heading into the week. The Doug Martin's hurt. They just have Charles Sims. I like Charles Sims, but he's more of a receiving down back. And if Charles Sims is listening, that's not a diss. That's just saying you're better receiving down back than a between the tackles guy. And everyone can't be LeGarrette Blount, nor do you need to be or want to be. So it's cool. You be you, Charles Sims, but that's not going to help you this week against this Broncos D. Jeremy Hill got a few quick ones on him last week. I don't think that's going to happen again. At 3,700, they certainly have 20-point fantasy upside for what could be, if Winston's throwing 45 times, I'd have to imagine a few of those are going to be off target. And if that's the case, we've seen the Broncos take advantage of that for the last 2 years. So I love this matchup.
Yeah, I definitely do too. They're the defense I'm looking to pay up for. But if you want to go for a couple hundred less, you got Houston here, who's in pretty much another great spot. I love Houston this week as well, at home against the Titans, who have just been dreadful on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and it's been slightly hidden in the fantasy realm because DeMarco Murray's going off with, he's just scoring all the touchdowns and getting all the receptions, and they have no passing game to speak of. And I love Marcus Mariota. If you listen to me the first 2 weeks, I was kind of on him as a play, and you know what? At his price, he wasn't horrible, but it's just ugly. It's just ugly, man. Tajay Sharp is not a number one receiver. Going to be a good player, but he can't support a passing game as a rookie. We've seen that. So this is going to get ugly. JJ Watt's going to get pressure. We've seen how this goes. Interdivision rivals. So DeMarco Murray has really dominated the first 3 weeks. I have to imagine teams start to key in on him a little more, Not saying DeMarco Murray's not good, but have to imagine he starts getting the Todd Gurley treatment here soon with no pass game. So I like this Texans team at 3,200 quite a bit.
Especially if Delaney Walker sits out. That's just another weapon for Mariota not to throw to. So, yeah, I like Houston there at home. One of the lower team totals on the week 4 here with Tennessee. Looking at GPP defenses, you got a team here who's playing the Jets who just offered up the most fantasy points to a defense I've seen in quite some time.
Yummy. All right, Ryan Fitzpatrick. So this is like when the boxer gets knocked down and he gets back up, but you can tell he's woozy. Like Ryan Fitzpatrick's woozy right now. He's ready to be knocked out. We're ready to see Geno Smith in there. Seahawks 3,800. Well, I don't know that anyone's ready to see Geno Smith in there. I just mean maybe the time has come to get Fitzpatrick out of there. 3,800. I think this is, you attack this. Seahawks have looked really dominant, even with, Russell Wilson struggling those first few weeks, and obviously did well last week until they gave up, that just crap time, Carlos Hyde touchdown. But beyond that, they were utterly dominant. So I love Eric Decker. Brandon Marshall's about to blow a gasket if this continues. So this whole season, Todd Bowles, I love him, but this is going to get ugly. This is much more about the Jets, but every once in a while you find a pay-up option. I think the Seahawks are cash. I think they're right there with the Broncos this week. 3,800. Let's do it. throw a Zach Miller at tight end and pay up on all your defenses.
I'm curious to see what the ownership is between them and Denver.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you do look and you obviously have a turnover-prone Jameis Winston throwing, but you also look and go, okay, Ryan Fitzpatrick is coming off historically one of the worst games I've ever seen
And he
in
didn't
the
really
Seattle
care.
defense. No,
He
no.
didn't really like. He just every interception he'd just walk off to the sideline like, well, that's the breaks, guys.
Yeah,
No, it's not the breaks, Ryan Fitzpatrick. You don't throw 6 interceptions.
it was Cutler-esque for sure.
It was, yes, absolutely.
So
So yeah, certainly. Anyway, if you are looking for a pay down option, I really only highlighted one, the Ravens against the Raiders. No, I do like the Raiders offense, but I just think the Ravens might be a little exploitable here in terms of their price. I don't think the Raiders are a dominant, offense. So the Ravens have been getting pressure. We saw CJ Mosley with the interception. Timmy Jernigan's gotten a sack each of the first 3 games of the season. So certainly getting some pressure there as well. I like this. I like this team. I think they got a nice core. Jimmy Smith on the outside. He's not going to be able to stop Cooper, but he might be able to slow him down enough to, limit Derek Carr's upside.
yeah, I think so too. I mean, you and I mean, we've always been kind of in a discussion with Baltimore in terms of what they really are. Was last year kind of a shot where, were we going to see this type of defense in 2016 when they got all their guys back healthy? They've looked good. They're getting a lot of pressure. Obviously, Carr's been really efficient, but you know what? I think still he's going to have to throw the ball. The run game really hasn't been impressive. I think Latavius Murray's kind of hidden a lot of that with a couple of touchdowns, but this really thing isn't stable at all. It's really a heavy passing game, and if they can get some pressure and get some turnovers, there is some upside there.
And for you, DeAndre Washington truthers out there, I can't say I'm not a little like I don't get a little twinkle in my eye every time I see a Jalen Richard, carry. It brings a smile to my face a little bit because this situation was bad from the start, and none of those players are good, and that's just the way it is, and that's the way it's going to continue to be. Don't try to make anything out of it. I'm sorry. That's just it. The end. And that, what, we're done. And that's all we need. We don't need to discuss it further. It's just done. It's just all done. Don't need it.
Can we talk about some defenses here because clearly I know you just have Twitter battles with people, and this is you getting your exposure. you're the Donald Trump of Dynasty Twitter. You're using this platform.
I am. You've seen through my ploy. Anyway, onto the Patriots here. The Patriots have been a 1930s just steam train engine plowing through the NFL so far this year, and I just don't see how that's going to change. Bills are a totally dysfunctional franchise right now, and at 3,300, you could buy a ticket to the next destination. So I mean, they've been dominant. I don't see how something else happens.
I think last week was pretty much a fluke with Buffalo. You're not going to see that again.
No. And okay, the Texans got absolutely dismantled, and they were looking good the first 2 weeks of the season. And I have a feeling they're going to look good again now. It's just this Patriots train's gotten rolling, and it's certainly running over the Bills. I don't know how much they're going to win by, but it's going to get ugly, I think.
And if they can get up, that puts Buffalo in a spot where
it's just awkward.
Yeah, it's not fun. And we know, I mean, Bill Belichick, though, against Rex Ryan, it's I'm not going to say it, but
don't say it.
It's bad.
It's bad. It's bad news.
Yeah.
It's been bad news for a while. He had a few years where Darrelle Revis was all-time defender, like one of the best players in the league, and he kind of, got his comeuppance in. He got a few punches in. It's been all over after that. It's all over.
Yeah, no, it definitely has. But those are solid calls for week 4. Taking a look at DraftKings defenses. Kind of wrap things up here. Denver, Seattle, Houston, you're looking at in cash games. And then Baltimore is kind of the value GPP play against an Oakland team where, I mean, they didn't look great last week.
No, they didn't. I mean, there are always a few Amari Cooper plays away, but overall, I think this is a good matchup for the price.
Yeah, definitely. So be sure to check out the rest of our week 4 content at dailyfantasycafe.com and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube account.